One of these brides' biggest secrets is that she loves to lie about her age. Which one is it? Well, her husband's going to find out, and so are you, because it's time to play the Newlywed game. Thank you. Hi, I'm Gary Kroger, and welcome to the Newlywed game. You're going to meet 3 newlywed couples, and we'll discover how well they know each other. The game is very simple. I ask each couple questions about one another. The correct answers earn points. The couple with the most points at the end will win an incredible second honeymoon. Let's meet our first couple. She's a 31-year-old music production assistant. He's a 28-year-old editor. They've been married 3 months. Say hi to Heather and John Ganziano. Welcome. Good luck. Next, she's a 25-year-old accountant. He's a 26-year-old claims representative. They've been married 4 months. Let's meet Cheyenne and James Causey. Welcome to the show. Do well. Finally, she's a 36-year-old piano teacher. He's a 31-year-old construction worker. They've been married 7 months. Let's say hello to Tina and Martine Tavishan. Welcome. Good luck. Nice tie. A round of applause for all of today's couples. Welcome to the show, everyone. I've already heard some maniacal laughter coming out of you, Heather. I can see we're in for some fun. I'm going to start with Tina. Tina, I'm going to ask you to look at Martine, who will appear on this screen. The movie I could watch over and over is... Tina, we stopped the tape there. Because for 10 points, I want you to finish Martine's sentence. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. All right, let's take a look. Beauty and the Beast. Very different movies, Martine. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't either. I don't either. Cheyenne, let's look at James. I've shown her a dozen times, but my wife still doesn't know how to. What don't you know how to do? Set the VCR. Set the VCR. Set the VCR. What's the problem there? I have no idea. We just did it just last week, and she still hasn't got it right yet. So it's still flashing 12? Only when I'm not home. Heather, it's your turn. Here's John. The strangest interruption we ever had while making love was his mom calling. His mom calling? Okay. The cat's watching us. They know a good thing when they see it. What can I say? Well, we're gonna flip things around now. John, let's take a look at Heather. When I first met my husband, I thought he had a big attitude. A big attitude. Hedu. He was working this big old Fabio thing that was just god-awful. It was in then. It was in. He was working this living large hair. When was this? 2 years ago. A couple years ago. Yeah. Big old kind of manner. Had the Farah thing going. It was ugly. We can kind of see who won that battle. No, can't we? Let's see who wins this battle. James, here's Cheyenne. Judging by his previous girlfriends, my husband has a thing for women with wow. I'm gonna say braids. Braids. Good answer. Large breasts. Oh, okay. That too, yeah. Okay. Martine. Tina. My husband does the world's worst imitation of Al Capone. Al Capone. The world's worst imitation of Al Capone. Me. Yeah, right. I do that one perfect. I can do it right now. Let's see it. Honey. That's her. Yeah, right. Okay. We're gonna see if Martine gets into even more trouble right after this, so stick around. Welcome back to the Newlywed game. Martine, you had quite an elaborate plan ready to propose to Tina, right? Yeah, it took me, about 6 months to make it work. Yeah. The basic idea was, I want to put she always take a coffee in the morning, so I wanted to put the ring, so she's the first thing that she finds in the morning. Flowers and chocolates. She hasn't had a better idea than drink a coffee the night before. You can imagine the risk, yeah. I have to call, cancel the flowers, cancel the chocolates, cancel everything, because she didn't have any fun anymore. What did you finally do? I was gonna take the ring from her, but I feel sorry, so what the hell, keep it. Yeah, you said, well, you found it now. Okay, well, you said yes. Congratulations. Cheyenne, you stood James up on your first day, right? James, maybe you better tell the story. Yeah, I think I better, Gary. This is what happened. My wife and I, we met at college. The same day I met her, I asked her out for that night to go to a show, which was showing on campus, and she actually lived on campus, and I lived away from school. So I show up to the movie theater on campus. I'm waiting out front for her, and she never showed up. Never showed up. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. She doesn't get there. And by the way, I walked to the school from my house 1.5 miles. Cold winter night, raining. No, it was snowing. Snowing. It was sleet and hail. I had wild dogs chasing me, too. And wild dogs chasing you. You have some explaining to do. It was not raining. It was not snowing. No sleet. I had went there ahead of time, told some mutual friends that were supposed to meet us there that I could not show up, but they never relayed the message to him. No friends. Okay. No friends were there at all. He is like, really milking this story. He's milking this story. Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay. A couple of weeks later, a mutual friend of ours, Brolio, introduced us to each other again. We ended up going out to dinner. She took me out to dinner and treated, and everything turned out just fine. Yes, it did. You like that. John, you didn't actually get stood up by Heather, but you got kind of a cold shoulder. Oh, if you want to call it that. We met through a friend of ours, a mutual friend at a party, and I thought, hey, she's kind of cute. So I asked my friend if I could get her number, and she said no, and I asked her again. She says, well, only if you don't call until I say call. So I called her anyway, and I get on the phone. I'm like, hi, it's John. Yeah. Okay, good talking to you. It was basically more conversation with this couch than I did with her. I was just not into the dating scene at that time. I'd had it. I just wanted to work and be left alone. You needed to take your time, and it paid off. And she came to her senses. She came to her senses. All right. Well, let's see if you both can come to your senses now, because you don't have any points on the board. And this will be a good round to make your move. Now, over there, Tina and Martine, you don't have any points either. Sean and James, you're in first place. You got one right. You got 10 points. Now, here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to ask each one of you a multiple choice question. Then it's going to be up to you to tell me which of the 3 answers your mate said. A match is 10 points. Heather, I'm going to start with you. Heather, when you parallel park, did John say that you get it on the first try or with a few attempts or after you bump the other cars out of the way? After I bump the other cars out of the way. Woo. As a matter of fact, he says, I'm so bad at it that we have to take a cab just to get to the curb. Is it true, John? Oh, yeah, about 4 feet. Sean, did James say if he gives you flowers, it's because he feels guilty, because he feels romantic, or because he wants something? Because he feels romantic. That's your chance. Tina, in what department did Martine say he thinks you don't give him enough credit? Looks, brains, or sexual prowess? Oh, boy. I'll say looks. Martine, what did you say? The sexual stuff. Okay, Martine, this is your chance. What does Tina say you do when you go shopping with her for clothes? Do you help her pick out an outfit? Do you whine and complain? Or do you wander off into the automotive section? Of course, whine and complain. No, that's not what Tina said. Tina. He wanders off into the automotive section. Yeah, at the mall. You'll find one. What is an automotive section at the mall? James. Yes, sir. Did Sean say your favorite kind of humor is physical, intellectual, or anything that involves poo-poo? Wow. Physical. No, Cheyenne. Anything that involves poo-poo. Jen, when Heather wants you to massage her, did she say that she has to ask you, beg you, or bribe you with sex? That would probably be beg me. Yes. A little groveling never hurt anybody. No, a little groveling. And I'm willing to grovel to you folks at home and say stick with us. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for staying with the Newlywed Game. Tina and Martine, you have yet to get on the board. Sean and James, you've got 20 points. And Heather and Jen, you have 20 points. Fellas, before the show, we had a little time with your wives, and they revealed little secrets about themselves and your relationship. Now, you're giving her a look there. As I reveal those secrets, if you think it's your wife that said that, I want you to hold up that sign that you now have in your left hand. Let's see it. You're gonna get my attention by holding it up and yelling out, "That's my wife." Great. Now, if you're right, you're gonna get 10 points. But you gotta be smart, because if you're wrong and it wasn't your wife, you'll lose 10 points. The first one up is the only one. No, you can go negative, Martine. You can get negative points. Alright, the first one up is the only one that can win or lose. Here's the first one. She says she can't sleep when you're away. That's my wife. Yes. Congratulations, Martine. You're on the board. Which is not true. Anyways. She has secretly thrown away clothing of yours that she doesn't like. That's my wife. Yes, he was. Heather. Actually, not only do I throw it away, I buy new stuff and sneak it in with his old stuff. John, do you notice the switch? She thinks I don't know. But I do. But you do. When her mother first met you, she didn't like you. That's my wife. Yes, it was. Sean, what's not to like about John? She just thought that he was going to take me away from her, so kind of. That's very sweet. And I did. Yes, you did. Her most embarrassing moment was when you wore her bra and underwear in front of her friends. That's my wife. Yes, it was your wife. John, we're sort of curious about this. Maybe I should tell. I think you look anxious, too. I had some friends over to have coffee, and he was in the other room, and all of a sudden he jumped out in a pair of my thong underwear and a bra, acting like a female bodybuilder. Can I just say, there's nothing like a guy my size doing the rump shaker in a thong. She loves to lie about her age. That's my wife. Yes, it is your wife. Last time she said 21. Indeed, a woman's prerogative. Sometimes she'd rather watch TV than have sex. That's my wife. Thank you. Thank you. Any show in particular? No, I have to have a break sometimes. Okay. I guess so. We're learning a lot here, aren't we? The most outrageous place she ever made love was in the bathroom at a gas station. That's my wife. And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I said, nah. Tina, what was the story there? I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, you just needed a fill-up and a oil change. Well, I don't know what to say to that, but stick around, because we're going to go to a commercial. We'll find out when we come back which one of these couples will win that incredible second honeymoon. Up next, the Newlywed Game marches down the aisle, and these couples are bearing it all for Bob. Their souls, that is. Then on Super Password, it's all for one and words for all. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Newlywed Game. At the end of this round, one of these couples will be off on a fabulous second honeymoon. Ellen, where's our winning couple going today? Gary, today's winners are off to the Caribbean. They'll spend a week at the Sunester Beach Resort and Casino Curaçao. Traditionally Dutch colonial, yet contemporary, spacious, and comfortable. The Sunester Beach Resort and Casino Curaçao for a great second honeymoon. Back to you, Gary. Thank you, Ellen. Very nice. Heather and John, you have a very respectable 40 points. Shane and James, you also have that respectable 40 points. Tina and Martine, you have 30 points, and that's very respectable. Now, today we decided to do things just a little bit differently. Instead of the wives, I'm going to give the husbands a couple of choices. They'll be like rocket scientists or space cadet, ketchup or mustard. They're going to hold up the sign behind you that best applies to you ladies. It's then up to you to match. Now, the first one is for 10 points. It escalates all the way up to 100 points for the last one. Are you ready? For 10 points. Strawberries or bananas? Gentlemen, Get those signs up quickly. Heather. Strawberries. Good. Shane. Bananas. Strawberries, she said. Tina. Bananas. Bananas. You got it. For 20 points. Retail or discount? Shane. Discount. Good. Tina. Discount. Discount. Heather. Discount. Discount. Yeah. I just found my wife. For 30 points. Always on time or always late? Tina. Always late. Okay. Heather. Always on time. Good. Shane. Always on time. Always late. All right. For 40 points. First with the news or the last to know? Heather. First with the news. Good. Shane. First with the news. Excellent. Tina. First with the news. Said you're the last to know. 50 points. Loves his smile, prefers his butt. Shane. His butt. Butt. Tina. His butt. Again, the butt. Heather. His butt. His butt. For 60 points. Purrs like a kitten or howls like an alley cat? Tina. Purrs like a kitten. Howls like an alley cat. Heather. Purrs like a kitten. Yeah, you got it. Shane. Purrs like a kitten. Very good. Okay. This is for 100 points and a trip to the Caribbean. Better on bottom or terrific on top? Okay. Tina, I'm going to start with you. This will give you 240 if you get it right. You got it. Better on bottom. All right. You've got 240. I'm now going to go to Shane here. This would give you 310. Put you in first place. Better on bottom. Better on bottom. Okay. You've got 310. All right. Heather. Heather, it's up to you. If you get this right, you'll have 350. You'll win that trip to the Caribbean. Otherwise, it's going to be Shane and James. Terrific on top. You got it. I get the first prize. They're going on a second honeymoon. I want to thank all my couples for playing. You guys were a lot of fun. I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Newlywed Game. Thank you. We'll see you next time right here on the Newlywed Game.